Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about yesterday's big news of the Fantastic Four casting. It was huge, major news, and honestly, we had been waiting for this forever. We had been waiting for this, we had been anticipating this. There have been rumors out there from John Krasinski to from Star Wars, old Kylo Ren, was it not Donald Glover? Why am I blanking on his name? Adam Driver. There were so many names out there. I had pitched names. Obviously, Superwise is, Superwise already seen your reaction, so you're excited, but admittedly, I know you were disappointed in the whole John Krasinski thing. Everybody was on the John Krasinski thing. But rumors came out not that long ago that they were looking at Pedro Pascal. Now, Pedro Pascal, I already made my video talking about him being cast, and I talked about it like he was cast because it felt very official. Once you get like Deadline and Hollywood Reporter start talking about shit, you're like, okay, this is probably happening. Once Jeff Snyder starts talking about it, you're like, okay, there's something going on here. And so I pretty much talked about Pedro Pascal, and now it is official. Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards. But not just that, we got the rest of the cast. Now, Vanessa Kirby has been rumored for quite some time to be Sue Storm. In fact, going months ago, she was they basically said she was a lock. This was before the whole strike ended. It was like reported she was a lock to play Sue Storm. And Vanessa Kirby, if you don't know, she was in Hobbs and Shaw as Shaw's sister. She was most recently in Mission Impossible. Actually, the most recent movie she was in was Old Napoleon as his wife. She was great in that, by the way. Very good in that. And Vanessa Kirby is like, I wouldn't say she's an actor on the come up, but she hasn't really been, I don't think she's really been the big lead in anything yet. But she's been a great supporting actress. She's already proven that she has action movie chops with her work in both Mission Impossible and Hobbs and Shaw. She's already proven that she has the action hero, the action kick-ass woman chops. So Vanessa Kirby is a slam dunk right there. She can act her ass off. She's got the action movie chops. She can pull off being the mother figure, the mother hen of the Fantastic Four that you need with a Sue Storm character. Also, because I'm always getting names wrong with this guy, which I'm happy to see this guy, as the Human Torch, Joseph Quinn. Now, if you don't know who Joseph Quinn is, you might remember him as Eddie from Stranger Things. He popped up in Stranger Things, the last season of Stranger Things, and he stole the show. I'm not going to say he completely stole the show, but as pointed out by some people in other videos, for someone to stand out in an established cast like the Stranger Things cast, and him be a new character, like, put it this way, Joseph Quinn played Eddie so well that when he died, spoiler alerts, at the end of Stranger Things, people were upset because they were like, you're going to introduce this great character and you're just going to kill him off? People were pissed to the point where everyone's just like, well, maybe he's not dead. You know what I mean? He killed that character. He did such a great job. And when they first started talking about him as Johnny Storm, first of all, I think Zac Efron would have made a great Johnny Storm back in the day, but Zac Efron's older now, so he can't really pull it off anymore. But I think Zac could have done it. But you need to be able to be an asshole, a playboy, but deep down be a good guy. And that's Johnny Storm to a T. Johnny Storm is a lot like Johnny Cage, which is he's a douche sometimes, he's an asshole sometimes, he's cocky, he's a ladies' man, but underneath it all, he's a good dude. Like underneath it all, he's a good dude. Little like a kid Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of Johnny. And he's actually a very intelligent guy. He wears his heart on his sleeves. Hence his fire. He has him being a fire. Him being the Human Torch. He really is. He wears his heart on his sleeves, and he's very snappy. But he's a good guy. He will defend you in a battle. That's Johnny. And I think they picked a perfect actor to play all the douchey stuff, but then play the softer side of him and be like, okay, he's an asshole, but he's not a bad human being. He's a good guy deep down. Just gotta get past his gruffer edges, his douchey edges. Then we get to The Thing. Now, I'm gonna butcher this actor's name, Ebon Moss-Bachrach. Moss-Bachrach. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna call him Ebon Moss. And if you haven't, he's been in a lot of things, this actor, Ebon. He's been in a lot of things. But the thing you might have seen him in most recently is The Bear. Now, I've been meaning to watch The Bear. Well, I say that like I haven't. I watched a few episodes of The Bear, and I like what I saw, but it's a very slow-paced show. So, like, I was like, oh, I'll come back to it. But what I've seen of him, particularly in The Bear, it makes sense. Ben Grimm is kind of the opposite of Johnny in many ways, because Ben Grimm is this kind of, like, he has this rough exterior, but he's just this teddy bear of a man. Like, underneath it all, he's this teddy bear of a man. And the cool story about Ben is, you know, I don't know if they're going to keep it, is, you know, he grew up in a shitty neighborhood, you know, he was in a gang, and, you know, but instead of letting his neighborhood and the shitty environment crush him, he did everything he could to get out of the hood, basically, to get out of this environment. He became a fucking astronaut, dude. He became a space explorer. He became he doesn't know all the science stuff, but he knows how to do this, but he knows how to fly a fucking spaceship, and he did all this, and he got out of the project, and he got out of his bad neighborhood, you know, he got out of his shitty family. You know, Ben came from such a grimy place, and like, for him to still be this big heart of a man, you know, it takes a special man to be able to be turned into the Thing and see all the positives of being what he is. And I do think this actor, Ebon, can pull that off. From what I've seen of him in the Bear, he has that gruff, like, exterior, but deep down you can tell he's a good dude. You know, and he can play more kindly. And I've seen him in other things too. But this should be interesting. This should be interesting. I like this actor. I'm excited to see him as the Thing. I'm excited to see the voice they go for. Also, from the image they had, we have a little other things. First of all, Herbie the robot. I can't remember what Herbie stands for, but Herbie the robot, who I believe was introduced. He might have been introduced in the comics. I remember him from the 90s Fantastic Four animated series. But Herbie the robot will be in this. So you know they're going to get some fun voice actor to play Herbie. Also, this has been confirmed to take place in the 60s. Now, we don't know how long it'll be in the 60s. We don't know if it'll be in the 60s for the beginning, and then they'll portal jump, and then they'll be in the now. We have no idea. Now, we obviously know eventually they will be in the now. But we don't know if the entire movie will take place there. We still don't know who the villain's going to be, even though there's a lot of Dr. Doom reports, and I'm hoping it's not true, because I feel like Doom needs to be set up a little bit more. You know, the past Fantastic Four movies have already done Doom right off the bat. Fantastic Four have other villains. Are they other villains on the level of Doom? Maybe not. But with creative writing, you can make Mole Man look like the second coming of Killmonger with the proper writing. So I'm hoping they don't. If they do introduce Doom at the end of the movie, but I don't want him to be in the movie. Also, having this take place in that time period is just a fascinating thing. Very interesting. And I had my whole fucking video. I can, go back and look at it right now. You can go back and look at it on my channel, where I talked about Reed Richards potentially being the one who was working with Hank Pym and helping Hank Pym out and him create the whole Pym particle. Perhaps, maybe, I'm not sure. But it is interesting putting it in the 60s. There's not a lot in the MCU canon that happens in this time period. Nothing really happens in that time period. So putting it in the 60s is interesting. It will definitely be a different aesthetic than anything else in the MCU just off of that alone. Also, there's going to be a real cultural clash when they eventually do come to the present day, because world's a lot fucking different than it was in the 60s. Especially for Reed Richards, a.k.a. Pedro Pascal. I mean, he would have been a Mexican scientist of a high proportion in the 60s. So, I imagine when he gets to the now, it's going to be a bit weird. Also, it explains where they've been. I've said that they should do this anyways, just to explain where they've been. Just put it in the past. It ain't nothing for Marvel just to say the project they were working on was top secret, so no one got to know about it, and they disappeared, and we figured they were dead, and oh shit, they're not dead. Like, it ain't nothing for them to just explain it off just like that. It is coming out 2025, along with the Thunderbolts as well. So Marvel really is pulling back. This year, there's only one Marvel movie coming out. Well, one MCU movie coming out. You gotta be careful with that shit. You got Sony pumping out garbage like Madam Web. Haven't seen it yet, but I will, just so I can review it. But you got Sony pumping out bullshit, so you got to make sure you preference it. MCU movie, the only Marvel Cinematic Universe movie coming out this year is Deadpool and Wolverine. And then the next year, they only have 2 movies. Marvel has pulled back way back. They all pulled way back. They were releasing they were trying to release 5, 8, 10 projects a year. Now, I believe next year, they're only releasing 4 projects. 2 movies and two movies and a couple shows. I don't even know about this year, show-wise. But either way, I'm excited for this cast. It looks fantastic. A lot of people complaining about Pedro because he's not a white dude. Get over it. Pedro Pascal is a fucking amazing actor. Sure, has he been a little overexposed? Maybe. And good lord, man, if they do the story with him and Sue having kids, I'm like, God damn, this dude's a dad in every fucking world. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the Copycat Movie Show, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.